Hey, what's going on, guys? On today's video, we're going to cover 3 tips that you can actually use if you are managing or training any kind of sales reps. If you're in the high ticket sales space, coaching, consulting services, whatever it may be, these 3 things are very, very important in order to be able to help you to scale and grow your sales organizations. So let's jump into it. Guys, number 1, daily tracking and KPIs. So luckily enough, I've had the opportunity of being able to work with some very, very big marketers that are spending a ridiculous amount of money on a monthly basis through paid advertising that are driving, leads into sales teams. And it's always very, very interesting to me. And this doesn't happen all of the time. Before I start working with somebody, it's always fascinating to me that how people have actually gotten to where they're at from a business standpoint without actually knowing what's going on a daily basis as far as their numbers and metrics. How many appointments they're actually generating, how many deals, how many closes, what their booking ratio is, what their show up ratio is. First and foremost, on a daily basis, you have to know your numbers and KPIs. So very, very important for managing and scaling a sales organization. We're going to be doing some other trainings on how we actually track our sales organizations that we help to scale and grow. So make sure that you stick around and tap into some additional trainings on that one for sure. But first and foremost, pro tip number 1 is you better know your numbers. If you don't, let's dive in and we're going to train on that some more. Number 2 is daily huddles with your sales reps. It's very, very important to have daily communication, especially in today's world where most of your sales reps are probably remote, just depending on, your situation. You have to have daily communication. On these daily huddles, there's really 3 things that I like to cover with our sales reps. So number 1 is really their numbers. What's actually happening on a daily basis, how many appointments they have, how many leads that they're actually working. It's diving into the KPIs on these huddles. Second thing that I like to cover on these daily huddles is particular deals that they're actually working with and ones that are about to actually close, just so that I can get a sense if there's anything additional support or help that they actually need to get these deals completed and signed on. And the third one is are there additional trainings or things that the sales reps are actually coming up against that I need to put together additional specific trainings to dive into on our weekly trainings, so on our regular trainings that we do throughout the week. So those are the 3 things that I like to make sure that are happening inside that daily huddle. So number 2 is make sure that you're doing daily huddles with your sales reps. Third one I think is a lot of fun, and it's how are you actually celebrating wins? So for sales reps, they're typically wired the exact same way. They're competitive, they want to win, they want to celebrate with one another. And so the best sales organizations are the ones that figure out clever and fun ways to actually win and celebrate together. We've done this in sales organizations, from having fun communication over Slack or even Voxer messages as to who is actually putting up deals. It creates a ton of momentum inside of the sales organization. And more important than making a sales commission, oftentimes for the sales team, it's about being able to do the action of sending some sort of fun Vox that they just got a deal done on the board, and it just creates a ton of momentum. So pro tip number 3 is, what are you doing as a sales manager or business owner to create a fun environment for your sales reps to be able to compete, have a good time, and to be able to show up and really rock and roll? So as always, you guys, in the comments below, if there's specific things that you would like me to do some in-depth training on, I'm happy to do that. Comment below, ask specific questions. We'll dive into that on further trainings. And as always, make sure that you smash the like and subscribe button, and looking forward to having you on some of our other trainings. We'll talk to you soon.